Monday Night Raw took place in Greenville, South Carolina last night. And before I get to the show, I want to talk about the big releases that happened over the weekend. And actually, I do apologize for this video being late, but I'm finally here to do it. And there was 4 releases over the weekend. 4, I wouldn't say they're all big names. One of them was a decently big name. There are 3 that we all expected, to be honest. You had Luke Harper, which is the biggest name that was released. Not surprised. He also was released, I think, a few weeks after WrestleMania this year. He wanted out. It is the best for him, I'm a fan of his. I think he was very good. They didn't know how to use him right. I don't know if there was ever money in him. And I think the thing with Harper is when he came in with the Wyatt family, the Wyatts were about Bray Wyatt. It wasn't the Shield in which, they wanted all 3 of them to be big stars. Reigns in particular, the biggest. They wanted Rollins and Ambrose to be stars. With the Wyatt family, it was just Bray. It was Bray. There was Rowan and Harper, and they were just side players for Bray. And I think because of that, they never really could get behind him. And, he was great in the ring. It's just, he was trying to play this scary guy. They never really got behind him. He could have been something bigger than he was. We'll see what he does in ROH or AEW, wherever he goes to. He could go back to ROH and be Brother Lee. He could go to AEW and be Brother Lee. He could go to Japan. He'd be great. But that's it. And I think he's already in his 40s, so I doubt we see him back in WWE, to be honest. The other 3 guys were Sin Cara. Bye. Adios. That's Strowman didn't say it to Sin Cara. He said that to Kalisto. But adios, muchachi. Cara was... Mystico was going to be a big star with WWE. They had a lot of plans for Mystico. It didn't work out. I thought Mystico, when he came in, and he's not even the guy who got released, but when he came in, Triple H was behind him. I remember Triple H was behind Mystico and Karma, who's Awesome Kong. He was behind both of them. They wanted them both to be stars, and with Mystico, when he came in, put him under Sin Cara, they gave him the lights. He had a whole bunch of botches, and he didn't get over. Eventually, he got released, and they put Hunico, who got released. His name's Hunico, he's Sin Cara. He was with Camacho, and they released Camacho, and they moved Hunico to the Sin Cara mask, and he was a little bit better, but, he was just a jobber. They didn't have much for Sin Cara. He was always a jobber. And eventually, he asked for his release. I don't know what he thinks of himself, but, he thinks he can be a star. I don't see it. But Hunico's gone, Sin Cara is officially gone, unless they move a 3rd guy to the mask, which would just be horrendous. But they probably will. They probably will have another guy become Sin Cara. It's going to happen. It might be one of the guys. Maybe they move Kalisto to the mask or one of the other 2 guys. That'll happen. And then you have the Ascension. They're gone. Maybe they can bring back the Cosmic Wasteland in AEW. I'm kidding. They should have never been. They should have been released when they first came up. I remember that segment they did with the NWO, or when they did with they brought back the NWO, the New Age Outlaws, the APA. That segment, man. After that, they probably really should have just released them there. After that, they were jobbers. They were just like this vampire goth gimmick in NXT. Then when they came up to the main roster, they basically turned into I said AOP. I would think of the AOP. The Demolition / LOD ripoff, Road Warrior ripoff. That's what they became. They just became a joke and a parody, and they fucking sucked. So, not so surprised. So for Raw, finally get here. Have Jerry Lawler with Lana and Rusev and the thing until divorce. Kurt, worst segment ever. They screamed at each other, had the TV on mute. I was looking at Lana's tits, but at the same time, it was just fucking horrendous. Eventually, Lashley comes out, and they have him and Rusev fight. Rusev, however, fights Lashley, kicks him with a kick, and hits a belly to back suplex through the table, so that sets up a match with him probably at TLC. They show Owens, what happened with him in the OP last week. The authors of pain, I can call him that. They show Charlie Caruso with AOP. Why am I thinking about the AOP? Why do I think about the AOP? Why do I think about the... Oh, my God. AOP. Anyway, had her with KO in the back. KO, that's what I want to say. Long segment. He's looking for them. He sees Bray. Went on for a while. Drew McIntyre's in the back, and he's cutting a promo for his match at Matt Hardy faces Drew McIntyre. Hardy attacks him first, and McIntyre takes over, dominates the rest of the match, and McIntyre gets the win. No surprise. I think Matt Hardy, I don't know, he'll probably be done. I think his contract's up in 2020 sometime. I think in March, if I'm not mistaken. I think he'll be gone. Jeff should be gone. Jeff, he's out of control. He's been out of control for decades, to be honest. But I think Jeff will be gone too. But yeah, that's it. Then we go to the back. We see Charlotte. She's backstage with Becky Lynch. She's staring at Becky, and Becky is kind of like that friend who wants to do something. Becky Charlotte says she does not like Becky, but she doesn't like the Kabuki Warriors more. She asks if she wants to be Becky 2 belts again, and then Becky says she'll deal with them on her own. And it's going to set up Charlotte Becky against the Kabuki Warriors at TLC. It's just going to be a great match. Yeah, I think they'll tear the house down because the triple threat with Charlotte, Becky, and Asuka TLC last year was fantastic, and I'm sure this will be even better. KO is looking for the AOP. Who cares? They show Eric and Ivar make their way to the ring, and they want opponents. And eventually, once they leave for commercial break, they come back with the announcement. They have 2 announcements for the Hall of Fame. We have Batista in the Hall of Fame, which is no surprise. I think once he retired, he'd go into the Hall of Fame immediately. So I think that's what he always wanted. He's in the Hall of Fame. He wants Finlay to induct him, which is interesting. And then you have the NWO, which is going to be Hogan, Nash, Hall. And you think, those 3, but they're also going to bring in X-Pac. And X-Pac was just with the DX last year. Like this, how long was he in the NWO? When you think of those 3, think of Hogan, Hall, Nash. Even when they brought him to WWE, those were the main 3. I don't know. I don't hate X-Pac. It's fine. But I think the NWO, you think those 3 guys. Yeah. I mean, they brought in a lot of guys. You can bring in the Big Show. He could be a part of them. He was in there longer than that X-Pac was, or Six-Pac was, to be honest, if I remember. Ted DiBiase was there for a very long time, and I was watching the episode. I remember DiBiase was a part of the NWO. There were guys before X-Pac. Hey, half the roster, it's fine. So Eric and Ivar face Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins for the tag team titles, which was a good matchup here. I enjoyed it. They had Eric and Ivar win after the match. They fight, after the match, Rollins comes out and he hates Trump Ripley as something he needs to do. He tells the Viking Raiders to shoot for because they can stay out here if they want. Says he has unfinished business with the LP. He wants to fight them right now. Kevin Owens comes out and Seth tells Kevin this is between him and the AOP. Kevin says, Seth, don't peep right now. We all know what's going to happen. I was watching, I was like, come on, just do this. We know what's going to happen. The AOP's going to turn on KO. It's going to be AOP and Seth. This is the new fashion, like this new Shield team. We knew it. Seth says he has no association with them. Just took all over. This whole segment sucked. And they show Akam and Razor appearing on the Titantron, and they speak in their native language. Is it Samoa? Hawaiian? I don't know. Aloha. That's all I know. No, Hawaiian. Or Samoan. That's what they would say in Hawaii. KO says he has strong points. Sami Zayn comes out with Mojo Rawley, and Sami's trolling Kevin. It goes on and on. Something that sucks. I'm kind of bored watching this. I'm like, we know what's going to happen, and that's what happens when you have that situation where just get it over with. We know what's going to happen. Anyway, Kevin beats the shit out of Mojo Rawley. He beats him up with the pipe. He kills him with the pipe, pipes him to death. Sami Zayn runs away like a coward. I hope we don't have to see KO and Sami where Kevin beats up Mojo. And I'm thinking to myself, is Mojo going to be released now? It's like, Mojo's probably next. The way they did this. All right, they got rid of Harper. Mojo's probably been unhappy for a while since he won that Battle Royal. It doesn't look like his friend Rob Gronkowski is coming to WWE, so they'll probably release Mojo. Guess not. They announced Aleister Black against Buddy Murphy at TLC. That's pretty good. I don't have a good match. I'm looking forward to that, actually. I'm a big fan of both guys. I think both of them are good. I'm more interested. They both landed some hot chicks. Aleister is with Zelina, and Buddy used to be with Alexa, but man, one guy has done Zelina Vega, the other one did Alexa Bliss. Gotta give him credit. Anyway, Aleister beats Akira Tozawa, and that after the match, Roddy Crusoe's in the back with Humberto Carrillo. Asks him about the match he has tonight. Zelina and Andrade show up, and they start Humberto and Andrade push each other. Sets up the big match. They go to a commercial for Liv Morgan, her new makeover. Who cares, really? Ready to Liv Morgan. You have Andrade against Humberto. Okay matchup. It's good. So they're building to something with Andrade and Zelina. The match ends with Andrade accidentally knocking Zelina Vega off the apron. She falls to the ground. Humberto pins Andrade. After the match, him and Zelina start yelling at each other in the ring. They yell at each other really loud in Spanish or something. And I was thinking to myself, I've been pitching this for a while. This would be a great idea. They're both, Andrade, Zelina's Andrade's manager, but they're not together in real life. They both have their own relationships. Andrade is with Charlotte, and Zelina is married to Aleister Black. I was thinking, what if Andrade has a match with Aleister, and in that match, Zelina turns on Andrade and aligns herself with her real man, her husband, Aleister. And then they beat down Andrade, and then Charlotte Flair comes to make the save for her real man, Andrade. And then you have a mixed tag match. You have Aleister Black, Zelina Vega against Charlotte Flair and Andrade. I think that'd be pretty good. So yeah, I'd like to see that mixed tag match. They show Rey Mysterio in the back. He talks about AJ Styles. They show KO coming out. He wants to fight AOP. After that, we go to Ryder against Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy at the win. No one sees. Everyone knows that. So the big angle of the show is the Seth Rollins heel turn officially. KO looks for the AOP. He finds them. He finds their vehicle. He takes a few swings, and all of a sudden the AOP come and raise their attack KO from behind. They beat him down for a while, and then they open up the door, and the big angle is the reveal is there's someone in the vehicle. I wonder who it is. Of course, it's Seth Rollins. He makes his official heel turn. Owens has been beaten down. He's on concrete. Rollins then looks to a helpless Owens. Curb stop into the concrete. Seth Rollins is officially a heel, and he's with the new stable. Seth, Akam, and Razor as a new Shield-style trio, I guess. Seth comes out, and he cuts a long promo on the fans. He rips into Kevin Owens. He rips into everyone. In 2019, what is good enough for you people? What does he have to do? Does he have to go in that ring and kill himself? Does he have to beat Brock twice and Brock the Universal title? But that was not good enough. You want to push him, so it's time to push back. Your negativity is self-fulfilling, and he stands side by side with the AOP, and they show Kevin Owens in the back being stretchered into an ambulance. Next, we go to a very good handicap match. Not as good as last week, but you have Becky Lynch taking on Kairi Sane and Asuka. It wasn't as good as the Charlotte match from last week, but this was still very good. Enjoyable matchup. I'm a big fan of all three. All three of them were very talented. They did very well, but they protected Becky. They wouldn't protect Charlotte the same way they protected Becky. Becky is beaten down. Asuka hits Becky at the midsection of the chair, and the match is over. So Becky Lynch wins by DQ. However, after the match, Asuka beats her down with the chair, and Kairi and Asuka set up the table. This is the best spot. Asuka puts Becky on the table. Kairi Sane goes to the top rope. Elbow drop onto Becky through the table. Spot of the night. That was actually really cool. That was good. AJ does a promo backstage. OC business. They announced the NWO for Hall of Fame. They show Becky in the medical room. Charlotte shows up. She asked Rebecca, how did it go? She got her shot at Asuka. She says good match. And as Becky leaves, Charlotte goes to the hallway, and Asuka and Kairi beat her down with the chair. So obviously we know where we're going. Rowan kills a jobber. So hey, no Harper now. Charlie Caruso interviews Asuka and Kairi Sane, asks for what's next for them. Asuka says they challenge Becky Lynch and Charlotte for their titles at TLC, so I guess probably a TLC match. Charlotte throws an ice bag. Becky is there, and they want a tables, ladders, and chairs match. So exactly as I predicted. That's it. They show Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, main events, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio. Good matchup. Enjoyed it. Rey Mysterio gets the win, retains the title. Orin came out, interfered in the match. Ray wins, and he's still U.S. champion. That's it for that feud, and that's it. So TLC this Sunday.